So I was one of those people who was super into reading in middle school, reading dystopian novels, Maze Runner, Hunger Games, the classics, you know? And then I completely forgot about reading. And as a 20-year-old woman, I became obsessed again because of Book Talk. Book Talk got really popular around December of 2020, I believe, and people were just recommending mostly fantasy romance books. But I didn't get into reading until June of 2021, and I dove straight into the romance. So much so that I even started making book videos. And I've done all these book videos without first paying homage to my ancestors, to the classics of Book Talk, the book series that really made Book Talk what it was. Series like The Selection, Shatter Me, The Red Queen, The Cruel Prince. I loved that series. I just read it for the first time last month. Not only are these what made Book Talk huge, but this is what made BookTube huge. So I need to pay homage to all of my ancestors and read the first book in all of these series. And we shall see if these are worth the hype. Let's go get the first books that I'm about to read. I need Shatter Me and maybe the Selection series, although I think I literally already read that in middle school, and I don't really know if I want to read that again. That's definitely one of the first books I ever read for fun in middle school. Let's just march on in there and see what they got. I got the last Shatter Me book in Barnes & Noble, so I felt like, okay, I must read it. So I got all the books, and they actually have the same color theme. It looks like I'm doing a little bookstagram little moment. I was so thrilled to start the Selection because I read it in middle school, and I don't think I've ever reread a book ever. So, okay, it's a little later now. I'm on page 87, but this is so crazy. I don't know if I read this book in 4th, 5th, or 6th grade, but my teacher, Mrs. Peacock, got me into reading books, and this is one of the first ones I read. And I don't ever remember books or the plot or characters' names at all, and I remember that her name was America so clearly. Like this book, I have so many core memories of this book. It's kind of crazy. So this is actually so exciting. This is about a girl named America in a dystopian world where there are castes, 1 being the highest and 8 being the lowest, and every year they hold something called the Selection, where the prince gets to date 35 girls and see who will become queen. So it's very much Bachelor vibes. It's 9:42 p.m., page 87. I'm gonna try to fly through this book within the next like 2.5 hours. It's 11:41, page 173. I love this book. This book really gives you feelings. How do I describe this? Like the atmosphere is just so like, you can picture the castle and the garden. So good, I love it. I'm kind of hyper now, so. Good morning, guys. Last night at about 1 a.m., I got to page 256. So I really only have this much left. I finished it. Oh my gosh. I loved it. It was so fast and easy to read. That's why I love young adult books. They're all vibes, you know? No brain power, just candy. I rated this 5 stars simply because of the nostalgia and like the fun that I had reading it. And then when I went on to Goodreads, all of my favorite booktubers were rating it like 3 or 2 stars. I really liked it, and I honestly will probably go buy the next book and read it because it's so fun and easy to read, and it's just such like a easy escape from life. Dun, dun, dun. Which means next up we are diving into Shatter Me. I have no idea the ride I'm about to go on, but I do know that this series has a cult following, and I want to be in on whatever y'all are following. I was genuinely so confused when I picked this up at the bookstore because in the book, it has these pen markings that looks like someone brought their pen into Barnes & Noble and was just streaking across random pages of the book. And they're so realistic looking that I was like looking for other books because I was like, oh, this one, someone did something. They must not like this book. But that's just part of it. So we're gonna find out why there's pen markings through this entire book. And this is a fan favorite. Apparently it reads kind of like fan fiction, and it's supposed to be like so bad that it's good, kind of like Twilight. And if you guys don't know, Twilight's one of my favorite things to have ever been created. So I'm very excited to dive right into this today. I have so many thoughts so far. The vibe of this one so far is way darker than the Selection, which I just read before. And I feel like this is a good place to update you because I don't know who the romance is gonna be with. I know Adam and Warner are the 2 guys I've been introduced to, so I don't know who she's gonna have a romance with. I'm on page 98 and they just said, welcome to your new future, so I don't know what's about to happen. I feel like I'm really about to see the plot of the book. This book is about a girl who cannot be touched or else you die if you touch her. So she has all these crazy superpowers, and her parents abandoned her and put her in this not even jail cell. It's like worse than a jail cell. And that's basically all you need to know. And then there's like a romance love triangle, I think. I finished it. Let me put on my glasses to review Shatter. I didn't not like it or like it for the beginning and the middle. It was dark, and coming off the Selection, that book gives me very happy vibes and just like fun to read vibes. And then this one was like dark, and she starts off in this prison cell, and it's a dystopian world where the world is basically dying and there's some really bad people in charge. So a lot of people are hungry. The world is bleak, okay? And then she meets this this guy, and then they get out together, and then you meet the other guy, and then you're like, oh, both of these guys want her. And then they try to escape. And then by the end, we start a whole different plot line, and I feel like it really is starting off the series. So I'm gonna keep reading it and give it a chance. But let's read our next book. The Red Queen. I have been following the author on TikTok for so long, so I have been so excited to read this best-selling, chart-topping book. Let's just get into it, and then we're gonna see which series I want to finish the most. It's a fantasy trilogy where the people with red blood are plebes, plebeians, and the people with silver blood have super epic powers and are the ones in charge and rule over the red bloods. Until one day, there is a girl whose blood is neither. Dun dun dun. Just a little observation from reading all these books in a row. Does this look cool? A lot of these books have the same tropes. Well, actually the exact same thing. In all 3 books, it was a girl in a dystopian world, and they live in kind of like the bottom sector of whatever dystopian world they live in. So coming by food is difficult. They might be a little dirty. They don't have any baths, because there's always a scene where they somehow magically get plucked up into the highest sector, like the capital, level 1, the best of the best, and they take a bath, and they have maids cleaning them, feeding them these wonderful meals that they've never experienced, and something about that is just great. Like, that's a trope I like. It's good. It works every time, honestly. I finished it. Bruh. Whenever I was like I have allergies right now, I'm not actually crying. When I was like 150 pages in, I was kind of losing motivation to read it. So when that happens, I go to TikTok, I type in the name of the book, and then I like watch a bunch of the videos, which is actually very dangerous, and I got off very quickly because I was reading comments, and they're like, my biggest flex is that the ending wasn't spoiled for me. So the second I saw that comment, I ran off the app. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna watch anymore. But everyone was like, chapter 26, oh my gosh, chapter 26. So apparently that's when the plot twist happened. So that really motivated me to get to chapter 26. And then by the time I got to chapter 26, I was almost done with the book, and I kept reading. So that's a very good way to get motivated. I know the plot twist now, and then it's even more fun to go watch the TikToks after. It feels like an inside club that you're not a part of until you read the book, and then you get to watch all the TikToks, like understand what they mean by them. So yeah, same kind of vibe as Shatter Me. Like, I feel like I really like her writing style, and I like her character a lot. I'm definitely going to continue the series. I rated this one 3 stars, but I feel like I'll like this series. Well, now that I've read the first book of every series, do I think they're worth the hype? My answer is simply yes. Yes, they were. Okay? These books are popular for a reason, and honestly, can we go back to the dystopian times, because those were good times. Now that I think all of them are worth the hype, and I have the world building and the characters set up, I get to just choose what path I get to go down, like what adventure I'm gonna take, which is so fun. Which kind of reminds me of life. Like, some paths are gonna have more resistance, but for the most part, there are paths you can take. Tomorrow, you could wake up at 6 a.m. or you could wake up at 10 a.m. Both of those will probably have a different outcome for your mood, thus choosing your own adventure. What adventure are you gonna choose in life? Yeah, I'm gonna choose the selection series for this moment in time in my life because the vibes were happy. Let me know your favorite book or which one you think I should read next. And I am way too active on TikTok and sometimes Instagram, so follow me on there and follow me on my vlog channel for the book video. I love you!